Happy you don't have to talk about a losing streak from the Patriots anymore?
Yeah. No, it's it's good. It's a new regime, so it's a whole new setup. So.
What do you see from this Patriots team?
You know what? They've shown out really good in the first two games. Obviously, defensively, it's still a lot of familiarity. They're doing a lot of the same stuff they used to do. So in our mind, they're running a system that they're very familiar with. They're very sound, very disciplined. They get after it from a defensive perspective. So that part of the ball is very, very familiar with regards to what they're doing schematically. Now, on offense, though, obviously, new coordinator. They're doing a really nice job. They're running the heck out of the football. They're playing a physical brand of football. Brissett's doing a great job getting rid of the ball, and they're moving it. They're playing well.
Yeah. Some updates on Mosley, Reed, and Carter.
Yeah, Carter's, like I said, it's going to be an on and off thing. He's going to be fine. DJ's progressing well, and so is CJ.
How do you go about evaluating them, Robert? With, short week, you're not going to have a real practice.
Yeah, it's more feel. Today we are going to do a full speed individual, which will kind of tell us a lot about where they're at, but to get their bodies moving and try to get rid of some of that lactic acid from the game. But it's a little bit tougher on a short week.
Do you have what they? I know you said they're progressing well, but what would they be listed as on the report, or do you have to wait and actually see what they do?
What's the one that's 50-50?
They're all kind of 50-50.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. There might be some game day workouts too. So.
If CJ can't go, who wears the dot then?
Sherwood's our Mike. A lot of faith in Sherwood. He's.
How did he look the other day, and going forward, your comfort level with him running?
Super comfortable with Jamian. He's done a phenomenal job developing as a professional football player. Full confidence in him to call the defense, make the checks that need to be made. He's got elite mental speed and elite communication skills. So he's not worried about him playing ball at all.
When you went back and looked at the tape, was there anything about Braylon that jumped out? I mean, was there anything that jumped out at you?
No, it's a lot of the things that we expected. I think what was good to see was his ability in the pass game. I know he had the one drop off to our right, but he had a check down that he took for 12. He had the screen that went for a touchdown. He was good in protection. So, what's sneaky about him is that he's 240 pounds and a bulldozer, but he's also a 3-down back. And I'm not saying that you're gonna put him out there to win one-on-ones like you would Brees, but you're very comfortable with him in the pass game. You're very comfortable getting the ball out into the flat, and you're very comfortable with his hands and that he's going to catch those balls and he's going to get vertical and make people pay. So he's. I thought he did well to show his skill set, and that he's doing well to show that the game's not too big for him, and he's only going to get better as the season goes.
How would you evaluate how Sauce played on Sunday?
I thought he was fine. I know he. The one that I'm sure he wants back, he kind of lost the ball on that go ball. Credit to them, they made a heck of a play. Ridley did, but overall, I thought he was fine. It's. I know he had the one on the sideline. I'm not going to talk schematically, but I thought he was fine.
Is he played at such a high level in his career that it's kind of shocking when you see him. He gave up the crosser earlier. I think it was a rub route maybe.
Yeah, the runaway.
Yeah. And you just see some plays against him. It's surprising to see.
For sure, and there's context. It's I'm not going to get into the schematic part of it, but I would say if I was going to hold him accountable for one, it'd be the go ball.
How was AVP on the first week?
He's getting back into it. He was a lot better against Tennessee than he was in week 1, but other than that, he's getting better. He's going to be just fine.
How do you handle Mike Williams? I know the snaps are going to go up every week, but this is kind of a short week, obviously. So how do you handle
he feels good. That was one of the first questions we asked him yesterday. He feels really good. He had 35 snaps, from my understanding, and so he wants more, and his body feels good, and so we're going to continue to get him involved.
Braylon and Brees' relation
Yeah, it's been good. They do feed off one another. I think Brees really enjoys watching Braylon play, and I know we haven't seen him yet, but Isaiah's pretty freaking good too now. He's and I'm sure he'll get his op eventually, but that entire room, including Izzy, I know he hasn't been active, but they get along really well. They communicate really well. Tony Dews has done an unbelievable job with that group, and just from a teaching, detail, all that good stuff, the standard of play at which they're playing, and they feed off one another. They root one another on, and nobody's worried about touches and who's getting what and who's getting the headlines. They truly celebrate one another, which is a good thing.
Robert, with Braylon, is it safe to say that he's maybe even better than you expected him to be when you drafted him? Because what we saw at OTA's minicamp, that we've seen the first couple weeks, I don't think if you get a redraft, you're getting him where you did.
I mean, I know. We felt, in the draft process, Joe and I just sitting down watching his tape. You look at his last year's tape, from Wisconsin. You'd say, well, it wasn't as good as you would think. But if you went back 2 years in a system that's very similar to ours, he looked unbelievable. And so we were looking at the need for a short yardage back and a guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield, a guy who's got good hands and can protect, and he checked all those boxes. But when we watched his tape from 2 years ago, we saw a guy that's very, very capable of running an NFL-style offense. And so for us, when we drafted him, we just knew that he was going to be a really good player.
What do you go to the lines?
They've been doing a great job. Fun group to coach because they want to work, they want to get better. They communicate really well. And not just with one another, but with Keith. And I think the working relationship in that room is going really well right now.
What are some of the things that you've learned set you up for success during a short week?
I'll be honest with you, we're still trying to figure it out too. It's not like we've had it around here. It's if we've tried the things that we've done in the past with San Fran, who has success, and it hasn't worked out. And so we're trying a couple of things this week to see if we can change up our schedule a little bit, to see if we can get our guys going a little bit. And it's Thursday night football was part of the study in the off season to see if we can get the ball rolling a little bit quicker and be better on Thursday night. So
has this felt a little bit, all the prep to go into week one, and now you've got 3 games in 11 days? Is it like a whirlwind, like one game after another?
Albrecht said it, and I'm sure you guys will get a chance to talk to him. He said eventually a coach is going to die in there before they make a change. I said, no, they won't. No, they won't. But the coaching staff is exhausted. The players are exhausted. But at the same time, it's the same message. Nobody cares how you get to game day. Nobody cares about context. They don't care if your dog died. They don't care. The expectation is that you perform, and that's the expectation in this building.
With Jermaine now, putting the Reddick's not the side, do you need to add another body at that position, or do you feel like Watson is ready to come from the P squad? What do you do there, just in terms of numbers?
Well, Watts is on the 53, so he's
inactive.
Yeah, he's inactive.
Have him up for game day.
Yeah, we've got full confidence in him to be able to go out and play football at a high level. He's big, he's long, he's young, so you're going to go through some bumps. But our philosophy, especially on defense, is to play those young guys, let them go through their bumps, and eventually you've got a good one. So we've got all the confidence in the world in our entire D-line room.
Couple more in the short term. Will this lead to? I know you like the rotation, but an increase in snaps per Will? Like, will this see a boost from it?
I would imagine so, but at the same time, the objective doesn't change. He's one of our best pass rushers, so the rotation is going to be one that has him ready to play third down in 2 minutes.
What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like Thursday night?
I hope.
Are you excited about all these night games early in the season?
I hope it's off the chain. I mean, it's our home opener coming on a Thursday. I know our fans are some of the most passionate fans in all of football, and really looking forward to the atmosphere on Thursday night. And to answer your question, it's you want to play in the spotlight. As a coach, you want all 1 o'clock games because of the consistency of the week, but at the same time, you want to be a part of it because it means you're doing something good. And so it's being under the lights and being the the only show on TV is a fun thing.
With Will, how have you seen him grow against the run game?
We talked about it in camp. You know, it was very early within the first couple weeks. His leverage, his length, showing that he has enough power just to be good enough. He doesn't have to be Michael Clemens where he's denting the edges. He just needs to set an edge, a good solid edge, and he's proven he can do that. You can't move him off the ball, and so he's holding up very well. So his growth in that regard, just understanding leverage, pad level, and all that stuff has been much improved.
How has Gonzalez played for him, the first round pick from last year?
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing a good job, man. It's only been 2 weeks, so so it's for them. There's just a lot of different things that there's a newness to everything they're doing, but it's in the same sense of the word, there's some similarity because there's a familiarity with the regime. But they're all, like I said, it's new for us because the book for us is a little bit small, but that entire group, like I said, they've shown pretty well in the first 2 weeks.